Hey everyone, welcome back to The Moment. It is your faithful co-hosts, Meredith Lynch, and of course, my co-host with the mostest, Rebecca Senenez. Rebecca, it's a year in review. How are you feeling about your year?
I was going to say, is it a year or is it a decade? This year was one of those years where you were like, what happened? And it feels like a decade too. Like sometimes you're like, ooh, this year went by fast, but so much happened. It's like, no, this year.
What's like something that happened in this year that as you thought about the year, you were like, I can't believe this happened in 2025. This feels like so long ago.
Trump was inaugurated.
Yes, same.
Like a year ago this time, he was not the president of the United States. Like all of it. I can't believe all of it happened this year. Why? What for you? I mean, I guess it's the same, right?
You know what? I hate to say it. It is the same. Like, I think for me, I think I told you this, but I was talking to my husband about it. And I said, like, he was like, well, you'll have to get the Jimmy Carter died. And I was like, no, he actually died in 2024, but the funeral was 2025. So like that for me was kind of like, I don't know. I feel like losing Jimmy Carter kind of like set the tone for the year.
I was gonna say, this was also the year of like really bummer deaths, which is like quite the way to start the show. Maybe we should move on pretty quickly, but whoa, yeah, this year was just like long and a lot happened and like good things happened, like the moment, but also lots of bad things, also weird things. It was both the like stupidest and scariest timeline at the same time. You know what I mean? Like all the stupidest possible things happened and all the scariest possible things. Elon Musk and Doge.
Oh my God. Like the Elon stuff, that's hard. Like the chainsaw. You know what? I said it to you once and I'll say it to you again. It was the best of times. It was the worst of times, right?
Yeah.
And that's why I'm so glad we're doing this show because we hemmed and hawed over what to do. You know, we're going to take a little hiatus and we'll tell you guys about that in a second. And by hiatus, I mean, we're taking 2 weeks off. Like slow down.
Hiatus. And by hiatus, I mean, Meredith texted me this morning. She was like, we could do a TikTok live tomorrow because there's so much news happening. And I was like,
there is. And we will. And you'll probably see us pop on a little bit, but we're going to take a little break.
Yes.
But we wanted to like round out this year by doing sort of like a little mini awards show of the last 12 months. And by like awards, basically just like giving, our props or our side eye to some of the biggest stories of the year. So we're doing this via awards.
Wait, are we calling it the Momies or the Mommies?
I think we haven't decided yet, but you know what? That's a great question for the kids at home.
That's a question for the kids at home. Yeah, exactly. Do you want to be a mommy? I think it's the mommies. And like the mommy goes to, and it's like the equivalent of daddy, but it's like the mommy goes to. Actually, let's give our first mommy. Let's give out our first mommy.
Okay. Yeah, let's do it. All right. I have the first mommy. And I'm so excited. My first mommy is most likely to miss the Mark Award. And I'm giving this to exactly who everyone thinks it's going to go to. It's going to comedian, television star Whitney Cummings.
Wow. We love to see it. We love to see it.
We have and here's the thing. People are going to be like, wait, why is it Whitney Cummings? But it's a couple of reasons. The first reason is the genesis of the moment is because of Whitney Cummings, which is so wild because Whitney Cummings put up a video that really missed the mark. And it's, again, about exactly what you think it's about. It's about the war in Ukraine. And we're going to play a little clip of that. But we both saw this video and we were like, that's unhinged. And that's how Rebecca and I actually met.
In the comment of our mommy winner missing the mark.
So, but the thing about this is that I want to play this quick clip. Vienna has it. But basically, Whitney had made a video about the Zelensky-Trump-Vance meeting in the White House. And like the thing for me about this meeting is I actually think it was indicative of how the Trump administration was going to be over the next 12 months because it was, towards the beginning, it was like late February, I think.
Yeah, it was early.
Yeah. And so this meeting, which we're going to play a 1-minute clip of, let's go ahead and play the clip and then let's talk about it really quick. I'm going to move through these awards real quick.
You're gambling with World War III. You're gambling with World War III. And what you're doing is very disrespectful to the country, this country. That's back to you. Far more than a lot of people said they should have.
Have you said thank you once this entire meeting? No, in this entire meeting, have you said thank you? You went to Pennsylvania and campaigned for the opposition in October. Offer some words of appreciation for the United States of America and the president who's trying to save your country.
Please, you think that if you will speak very loudly about the war, you can...
He's not speaking loudly. He's not speaking loudly. Your country's in big trouble.
Can I answer?
Wait a minute. No. You've done a lot of talking. Your country is in big trouble.
I know.
You're not winning. You're not winning this. You have a damn good chance of coming out okay because of us.
Mr. President, we are staying in our country, staying strong from the very beginning of the war. We've been alone, and we are thankful. I said thanks.
You haven't been alone.
Okay, Rebecca, don't you agree that that clip like set the tone for what we have been seeing for the following 12 months?
It's the whole vibe. That is JD Vance. That is exactly who JD Vance has been and will continue to be. Like truly the most unhinged. I remember seeing that and like it was maybe the first like truly jaw-dropping moment of this administration, of which
that's what I think.
Many. I also want to say, like, Whitney Cummings, we're so proud of you for missing the mark on this. Like, this mommy accomplishment is really huge because you were up against some like serious missing of the mark this year, including in this category, you beat out David Brooks, who wrote an op-ed about why we shouldn't be scrutinizing the Epstein files, only to show up in the Epstein files. In this category, we have Donald Trump saying that Trump has TDS. And like, Whitney, this award comes from our hearts because you brought us together. And I really couldn't be more proud of you for having an unhinged take on the Ukraine war.
Yeah, and with that in mind, let's go to your first mommy. Who got your first mommy?
Okay, my first mommy is actually a controversial pick. My first mommy is most likely to cosplay working class, and for this one, I know there were a lot of contenders because Republicans have been cosplaying affordability all year, but most likely to win cosplaying working class is Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift for their Instagram announcement of their engagement, pretending to be English teachers and gym teachers. I thought that this was truly an unhinged moment of 2025.
Do you think that Taylor leans into this so much because Travis had this experience that Taylor never had, which is that he like went to high school in a semi-normal fashion and then he actually went to college for at least a while. And like, I think Taylor's like biggest issue is that she never went to regular high school and college.
I think it's more nefarious than this. I think that Taylor's entire brand is I'm just like you, except I'm a famous billionaire. Like her whole thing is like, I'm just a girl writing in my diary and I have bad fashion and bad posture, but I also have this like $1 zillion engagement ring. I just think that they're like English teacher, gym teacher thing in a world where like English teachers and gym teachers are struggling to pay their bills is so like tone deaf. But I also think I'm going to get canceled for saying anything about Taylor Swift. So.
I mean, at this point, I think it's fine. Like, here's the thing. I think in a lot of ways, like, I'm like, it sucks to be Taylor Swift because like, you're not human. And like, who would want to be that?
Yeah, no, I mean, I would want to be that for $1 billion.
Would you?
I mean, if I could afford my healthcare, yeah, let's get rid of Taylor Swift for a second and talk about the shutdown. Because like, this is, I think, what really like irked me about this whole thing. It's just like, this year was a bad year for people financially, like the government shutdown happened. People weren't getting their paychecks. Now healthcare premiums are going up. And I just feel like she always misses the mark for me where I'm like, yeah, you're a billionaire. Like we don't need to be clapping for you for getting back your own music.
Oh
Like,
God,
who
you're fucking.
cares?
And
Who
I do think
cares?
she could do more. She could, like, I know people are like, Meredith, every time she goes to a city, she always donates to the food bank that's there. I'm like, you guys, first of all, that's a tax write-off. Okay.
Yeah,
Second of all, that's because
100%. Yeah.
like wait till they like wreak havoc on the entire city and then they get to go, but don't worry, we made a donation. Like, you guys need to separate the PR. And then you see some other people who really, like, I gotta give my girl Selena Gomez credit. Like, you know, when Ice came to LA, like, she was like saying her opinion, being like, and so I think that's kind of the difference that we're looking at. Like, there feels like there's a lot of performative activism with Taylor. And I think the reason for that, which someday we will get, and this is like the problem with everything, is I think it's her dad. I think Taylor's dad is a fucking psycho and he doesn't allow her to be. And I think it's like, this is probably just because men are terrible.
Yeah, for sure that. I just like this mommy really goes to Taylor for me. It's the cosplaying. It's like the pretend, you know, like a billionaire cosplaying English teacher, gym teacher, when English teachers and gym teachers aren't being paid enough and we can't pay our bills, is just like a bridge too far for me. And anyways, congratulations, Taylor. I know this is huge for you. I know that like we really just don't celebrate you enough. And I'm just so pleased to be the first person to offer you a mommy award. A mommy.
Well, I have another mommy to give away.
Please.
A lot of people would think I'd be getting this mommy, but I want to give out the biggest gossip award.
Woo! Yeah, you could be nominated.
I would be nominated.
I'm going to nominate you for the Ezra Klein moment of 2025.
Where the fuck has Ezra Klein been lately? Is he like living in a bunker? Have you seen him lately?
I have to be honest. I was a really big Ezra Klein fan. And like ever since the Democrats should throw abortion under the bus, I was like, I don't think I can keep. I just don't think I like this guy's opinions enough. Like, I used to think he was so smart. And then I was like, maybe I don't think he's that smart.
I think someone in your house is still a fan. I just heard a rebuttal.
Oh, I was going to say Romeo also nominated for best gossip for sure. But give us your award. Mommy goes too.
Yeah. My biggest gossip is going to go to John Prevost, and people are going to go, who's John Prevost? And I'm going to say John Prevost is the brother of our now Pope Leo, formerly Robert Prevost. And I'm going to play a clip of him being a huge fucking gossip. Vienna, take it away.
Pizza happened because they held a sign. We have Aurelio Pizza, and he said to the guards, "Take me over there." He really did eat the pizza because I did text him. He answered right back that it was a sausage pizza. He did take it. His bodyguards took it from him to make sure it was safe. They suggested that he not eat it. It might be any good, but he did reheat it. He did eat every bit of it.
When the Pope gets poisoned, it will be because of John Prevost. Like, I love John because they're like, tell us a little bit about your brother. He's like, well, let me tell you about the text I just got. He's been eating Aurelio pizza. Like, I love that clip. You've never seen that clip?
I've never seen that clip. That's a great clip.
Well, here's the thing. It's not so much about the fact that John is a bit of a gossip, but also like, you got to give it up for siblings because like they will always humble you, right? It's sibling. Vienna said it's sibling behavior. It truly is. Behavior. But you know, I just think it was such a big deal this year. We got a new pope. You know, as a Catholic, I will admit, like, I'm a little probably more interested in this, and so like I'm curious to know what you think of this. But like for me, it feels like such a huge deal to get an American pope. There's never been one before in the history of the Catholic Church. At least no one who openly admitted to being American. But but you know, and Pope Leo.
That's what I always say when people are like, "We could have our first gay president." I'm like, "Oh, we've had our first gay president
that we know of yet, right?
Oh,
like,
honey,
right?
We have had our first gay president."
We probably have not had an American pope though. And so I do think it's, or, you know, from the United States. And so I think that's interesting. And I think that, you know, I think one of the reasons that Pope Leo was selected was to push back in the ways that the United States is headed. You know, we are a big part of the Catholic Church and have lots and lots of members. And I think, you know, I am appreciating how Pope Leo is using his platform to speak out about ICE and to kind of like push back against a lot of Trump policies. And so I guess my question for you as like a non-Catholic, how did this feel to you?
Oh, I got to be honest, felt like nothing. But I do feel like it's really important that the mommies exist and that Pope Leo is getting this award. Because the one thing that I did think is Time Magazine had
John Prevost is getting this award. So just
sorry, you're right.
Yourself, okay? Because you know who's going to be fucking mad? John Prevost. You know what they said on the moment I got the award? Then they said they take it back. So I don't know.
That was a really good impression. Okay. But I feel like when Time Magazine came out with their, I guess, People of the Year.
Yeah.
And it was the founders of AI. I was like, you had the opportunity to do like the least controversial, best possible. Like, I have such an affection. I guess this is like, the Pope, I'll be honest, like doesn't mean that much to me. But
no, he shouldn't. He doesn't have to.
But I loved seeing him speak out against ICE. Like I loved seeing the discourse, and I loved seeing something with like equal and opposing force in like a Christian world to what's happening in, especially because JD Vance is a Catholic, supposedly. But I just thought Time Magazine like really missed the moment there. I couldn't believe that they didn't make the Pope Person of the Year. Like, it was such a miss.
Did you know that Time Magazine is owned by the guy who owns Salesforce, who is a huge Trumper?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so when I saw that, I was like, well, fucking, of course we're going to get it. Like, he wishes he was sitting on that beam. That's what he wants, right?
He does. Totally. Yeah.
So anyway,
all these guys.
John is like most likely to have actually come on the moment and accepted his award. That's like the best part of this one.
I feel like John could co-host. John could be one of our rotating thirds.
Right?
I didn't realize that he was such a bitch.
Oh, he's such a bitch. And then the other one is like a huge Trumper who like lives in, I don't know if he does live in the Villages, but I think he lives in the Villages in Florida, and he's like a MAGA Trumper. So you know what? Listen, the Prevost family, they're just like all of us.
I would watch that TV show.
Who is your next mommy going to?
Okay, I feel like this is a good transition. Like, speaking of people who own magazines, I have a two-way tie. I don't know. Let's talk about it on the back end. I need you to.
Because I don't know if that's allowed. Like, we need to discuss if that's allowed in the mommies. But carry on.
Okay. Most likely to ruin journalism for me, the mommies go to Barry Weiss and Olivia Nuzzi. And like, I do think I want to play a clip as to why Olivia Nuzzi has like the visceral win for me. But I want to talk on the back end about the two reasons and why maybe Jeff Bezos actually needs to sweep this category. Olivia, let's hear your acceptance speech.
He's now the Secretary of Health and Human Services. Like, you kind of allude in the book that he's doing drugs. Like, is he doing drugs?
I mean, I tell you what I felt like I could tell you responsibly in the book about that, right? I talk about him telling me that he is doing some drugs. You know, I didn't administer any drugs, so I can only tell you so much. But I tell you what I think you should know about that. Like, that's the information that I had about that, right? Him telling me that, this person who says that he's sober, right? And he was telling me privately that, in fact, he was not sober, and he was hiding it, not just from the public, but from his own wife, among other things. And I write that in the book because I think it was in the public interest to do so. Right?
You mentioned TMT, but like, is he doing other drugs? Is he doing ketamine? Is he doing...
I mean, I think I write in the book that I had asked him about another drug I heard that he was doing, and he had, emphatically denied it. But I can't say that I make much of his emphatic denial of anything.
Sure.
That wasn't the best part. Okay. Olivia Nuzzi starts crying in this clip. And the reason why this is so, like, another thing that happened in 2025 is that RFK Jr. was brought into, was sworn in to be the Secretary of Health and Human Services. Olivia Nuzzi, in her book, after having an affair with him, says, actually, I believe him to be doing drugs, and never came forward with that information, withheld it to sell her book. And then when she was asked about it in this clip from the Bulwark, she started to cry. And I just think a big ruiner of journalism, because the whole point of journalism is to hold these people accountable, not put them in power and then save their secrets in order to sell books about them. But Barry Weiss really, really like making strides over at CBS for ruining journalism. But then not to mention all these billionaires who are buying up these entities. So it's tough for me to tell who won. Olivia is sort of like my visceral reaction, but I don't know. Barry has a lot to offer in this category.
People are asking you to rename the book American Canto.
Oh, what would I call it?
Yeah, what would you call it?
I would call it like felching.
Okay, that's funny because like I was playing around with something like Your Prescription is Ready. And just so we're clear, that has had nothing to do with mental health. It has to do with the rampant STDs that one.
I will say Ryan Lizza was up for the award Best Gossip. He was in that category too because he was part of the mess of the great Olivia Nuzzi. But both of these women just like in all seriousness, I think both of these women like genuinely abdicated their responsibilities as journalists, and they have like presented themselves in the world as serious journalists, and then like used that place of privilege in order to help the people in power and stay connected to them. And I just think that's so freaking gross. So
I think for you, it probably feels like as somebody who, has made this your career, you went to journalism school, you play by the rules, you do the right thing, etc. You're like, oh, so we could have just been like bullshitting the whole time. And that's actually how you get rich. Like, and that, that always feels fucking crappy.
I think this is true of the entire, like this has been true my entire career, is like when you go into it, so many people go into it with like a true craft and public service mentality. And then you get into it and it is sort of a celebrity industry. And like, these things are always in tension, I think, in professional journalism and like corporate high profile journalism, like this tension between like.
Yeah, but Olivia was never like that. Olivia has never been that, I would argue. You know what I mean? Like she like, and not that you have to, but she didn't finish college. She didn't go to J school. Not that you have to do all those things, but like I mean, it would be interesting to look at some of her other work now with a different lens.
Oh, for sure. Well, and now, like, I didn't realize she was having an affair with Keith Olbermann, who put her through school and then inevitably put her through whatever her first journalism jobs. Like, it's very clear, I have a hard time because I'm like, I really believe in the power of journalism. I think it's like it is the fourth estate. It is as important to our checks and balances as any of the other checks and balances. And yet, like, the people who are who are in the corporate media, who are running the corporate media, there are some really nefarious characters who like are doing really bad work. So anyways, I think everybody gets a mommy in the category of ruining journalism here.
Not everyone's that's the thing. John Prevost is in the back. They said the awards were very elite. They said that, I had been selected through many, and then they started giving them out to everyone. So I don't know.
I really love this John Prevost character that you have workshopping. This is actually,
this is the shit that he would like text his brother.
Yeah, you're premiering it for the first time. And I like, really well done. Good work.
The whole thing about the Pope, by the way, this is just like an aside, is that the Pope can what Catholics believe is that the Pope has a direct line to God. Like that is what we believe, right? Like he is the one who can. So imagine like being a Pope and then like getting texts from your brother in the villages who's like, you know what? The central air is broken again. So that's happening.
Do you think that he texts?
Yeah, I do think he texts with them.
Wow.
And we're going to, you know what? I've said it once and I'll say it again. We're just going to have to get the Pope on.
I know. You've honestly, okay. We have like, for these dedicated listeners, we have 2 white whales on this show. Those white whales are Don Lemon and the Pope.
Just right next to each other. They're probably texting right now. Well, you know what? I have one that I'm really excited to give out.
MTG is our other white whale. Yeah.
That's true. Yes. I'm really excited for this award. It's the most likely to act cringe around Zoran award. And a lot of people
try to get on the show.
This is a lot of people are going to say, oh yeah, it's going to be Trump, right? Wrong. I think the most likely to act cringe around Zoran is actually going to go to Senator Cory Booker, the king of cringe, who, by the way,
cringe.
They did get rid of the foster dog. They didn't get rid of it.
I know. They stumped us.
Okay, and I will say this, just a quick aside. The foster dog went back to the original foster family who decided that like they didn't think they could keep him at first and now they do. And I'm like, oh, that's because you think you're going to have the dog that was fostered by the president. Okay.
100%.
And I'm here to tell you that is not going to happen. Like fucking Mr. Howdy Doody is going to.
Yeah, I know.
Like, so anyway,
I had one moment in 2025 that we were all
have a moment that was very impressive.
Very impressive. And then
he's just he's cringe. But, you know, I think really this award is more about Zoran than it is about Cory Booker, because it's just the fact that Zoran really, I think, has he permanently changed the Democratic Party? No, absolutely not. Has he shown Democrats, though, establishment Democrats, that there is something else that people want out there? Yes. And do I think people are paying attention and listening? It took some time because, by the way, Cory Booker, not great about endorsing Zoran. Let's just, yeah.
I know. But Hakeem Jeffries could have easily swept this category.
Yes, exactly. Because now too, that Cory Booker is going to come in and be like, "Oh man, Zoran's so excited about you,
my boy Zoran." Yeah, 100%.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. So I do want to play this clip though, because I love this clip though of Trump, because I think one of the things about Zoran is he's just quite charming, and he charms the pants off everyone he meets. So let's play this clip really quickly. And then
affirming that you think President Trump is a fascist?
I've spoken about.
That's okay. You can just say yes. Okay. It's easier. It's easier than explaining it. I don't mind.
And Mr. President, I wanted to ask you.
That really is actually maybe my favorite clip of the whole year. Like maybe that gets the mommy for like now that I'm seeing it, like I can be like, you can say I'm a fascist. Like, don't worry.
It does make me realize how Trump was elected, because it is such an affable moment from him, which when he is not feeling incredibly threatened, when he's feeling good, he can have those moments. And so I do think it's like a reminder that, like, first of all, Trump loves a hot man.
He loves a hot man.
Like, you think he likes a hot woman? He loves a hot man.
He loves a hot man. He loves a rich man. He loves a hot man. He loves a hot man more than a rich man. I'll say it.
Yes.
Yes.
So anyway, I just think, like, you know, this, what I do think is, I do think that Zoran will pave the way for 2026 for some things for the Democrats. Probably not enough, but yeah, there it is. There's your mommy, Cory Booker.
The mommy goes too. I also think that, so here's one thing that worries me about Zoran is, I mean, not about him personally, but what it says about our culture is he did do what Trump does. You know what I mean? Like, he's extremely good about picking some like very specific, like highlighted things and like getting people to believe him, that he probably won't be able to accomplish. And I feel like that worries me about like future political races, is like that everybody is forever going to be chasing this Trump style of governing, which is like very, very flashy, very in your face, very like unattainable. This is the bad guy, this is the good guy goals. That's my one fear. But I also love another like sub story that we haven't talked about in the moment that I love about this is Elise Stefanik, who like she was like, I guess like a regular Republican who then made her entire brand Trump. Like she was like Trump, everything he did. And like for a minute, she was even going to be the vice president. Like she was like a Trump darling, but I think she wasn't hot enough. And then she was running for governor, and her whole thing was going to be like, I'm the like counterforce to Mamdani. Mamdani is the boogeyman for the Republicans, and I'm going to stand against him. And then not only did Trump not come back and endorse her, he was like, oh, Zoran, you crazy kid. Like, can't wait to see what you do. And she had to drop out of the race because she was like, what am I going to do? And not only did she have to drop out of the race, she also said she's not running for Congress again. She had to like drop out of public life entirely. So Zoran is like the assassin. I mean, so to speak. Sorry, maybe a bad word to use in 2025, but like the metaphor.
I get the point. Yeah, no, I think it'll be interesting to see. I don't think Zoran will accomplish like a lot of the stuff that he said he's going to do, but like to be honest, what mayor fucking does? Like, you know what I mean? Like at the end of the day,
area, the absolute. I cannot tell you. More than one person reached out to me and was like, I'm worried about Zoran, like Sharia law. Like the people are like unhinged. I'm like, you mean the mayor of New York who famously like does nothing? Like what?
And I mean, like, hey, be grateful for Zoran, because if we didn't have another strong candidate come out, we would be with Eric Adams.
Yeah.
Or Cuomo. So, you know, I think I'm
young people excited. Like there's a million things.
I think there's great things. I think it's great. And I think we can learn a lot from it. Will he do everything? No, but nobody ever fucking does.
Yeah.
So,
and he's gonna try.
I'm not doing half the shit I said that I was going to do at the beginning of this show.
Yeah.
Who do you have up next?
Okay. Ooh, this one's controversial.
Love it.
Mine is most likely to break up a president's marriage. And for this, there's only, a vice president's marriage. And for this category, actually, it swept. We didn't really have other nominees. Erica Kirk, we're so pleased to present you a mommy for this hand. For the hand in the back of the neck, Erica Kirk, we're so proud of you. Part of her like tour that she's going on now. Yeah, it's beautiful. I mean, she's really doing something here.
I think I have those pants.
You definitely have those pants. I was also saying she's bringing back. Do you remember in like 2013 when we would all like go to the club wearing like business casual? We'd wear like a peplum dress and a sock bun. She's
I love a peplum. I do too.
I know, very flattering. Peplums are very flattering. But on her tour, she is bringing back that sort of business casual meets the club look.
Yes.
And I just think it's really impressive. I'm so blue-pilled on this. This is like one of those stories that, you know, like I don't believe in conspiracy theories. I don't think we should share them. And I don't know, man, the hand heard around the world.
I mean, what is a conspiracy theory, right? You know, I think I think also too, this is a big part of this is just like, we're seeing this rise of Erica Kirk, and you know, what does that hold for 2026? Like I was thinking yesterday, I'm like, is she going to be JD's running mate in 2028?
My conspiracy theory, I think that we're going to see a breakup between Usha and JD Vance. That's what I think. I don't think
third co-host.
I think third co-host. Yeah.
I know. I've been thinking about Usha a lot because this is not the life that she signed up for. Mm-mm. And she's a very smart woman, as is Erica Kirk. That's the other thing. Like Erica is very do I think that she is actually making some bad moves right now? Yes. But I think like if I gave her an IQ test, I think she'd score well. Since that's the barometer.
I think that, you know, all of these women there's something so complicated about MAGA because these women are all ambitious.
Yes.
And they know that they can't be ambitious. Like there's a ceiling to their ambition in order to fit into the Republican aesthetic. you know, and I think it's interesting to see Erica step into, like, I think she's like trying to figure out, like, I think there's a part of her that is like, ooh, like,
and how much can I do, right? Like before I get pushback from my own community, before my own community starts to go, how often is she with these kids? And like,
I know, I had that thought too. I'm not proud, but I had that thought too.
So we're going to get into some predictions, but we'd love to hear you guys drop in the chat. Give us your predictions for 2026 and throw in, like, when we predict one, throw in if you have a competing one.
Yeah.
Because we'd love to hear it. So we'll get into some predictions. These are done in no particular order. So I think I have the first prediction. My first prediction is most likely to go to space, because I do think we're going to see another space trip. And I think it will be like in the lead up to the Met Gala, right? Because
interesting.
The space trip this year was in lead up to the Bezos wedding, right?
Yeah.
A couple of months before, it kind of gave them this thing that made them feel like that they felt made them feel serious and then like good. And they were doing this thing. And I think most likely to be in this next Blue Origin trip, I think we're going to see Kim Kardashian go to space.
Interesting. You know who I think we're going to see go to space? I think JD Vance is going to go to space.
Do you think that's allowed?
Oh,
a sitting vice president?
That's a really good question.
It's going to be outside of the atmosphere. What if Trump dies while JD Vance is in space?
That's a really fair point. I mean, not that that would ever stop anybody from doing anything, but it's funny, even before you brought this up about like who's going to go to space, I had this thought where I was like, what could Trump do? Because like Trump loves to do things where he's like, I'm the first, I'm the best, I'm the this, I'm the, you know, like he always wants to be like, you know, he's always like pushing for the legacy. But I don't think he can go to space. But I could see a world where JD Vance in advance of 2028 is the first president to go to space. And is like, that's like part of the visuals, like him as like the space cowboy. But I don't know, maybe it's Kim Kardashian.
Really great. Well, let me hear your next prediction.
Okay, mine is, this was an honorable mention. We were going to give him most likely to get a war crime, but instead we're just going to give him prediction, most likely to leave Trump's cabinet. I think Pete Hegseth is starting to be a burden. I'm surprised that, I don't know, actually, are you surprised that Trump's cabinet was as stable as it was this year? Because Trump 1.0, they were hemorrhaging people.
Well, I think I'll say this. I think towards the end of Trump 1.0, they started to get more stable. So I think they started to figure out what works. Like, and I don't mean this to give them credit, but I do think that Susie Wiles is a fucking rock star. And I think the Dems, like, I read that Vanity Fair article and my takeaway was like, the Dems better find their Susie Wiles. Like, I'm not saying that I agree with what she's done, but she is good at her job. And with the Susie Wiles in there. So I'm not shocked that people have lasted as long as they had. And now if people leave, it's very natural for people to leave after a year or two, because these are people who like can sometimes get a bigger position or whatever. So like if Caroline is to leave in the next 6 months, that would be like,
probably normal. That's right. Yeah. That happened with Jen Psaki under
Are
Biden.
you surprised?
Yeah.
Are you surprised?
I guess the answer is no, because I think that the people he surrounded himself with in his cabinet, one, like the first Trump administration, there was this whole like, oh, he's surrounding himself with like professional people.
Yeah.
And I think that now it's like only the people left who, like Kash Patel would never get to be the head of the FBI under any other bizarro timeline. Like podcaster Kash Patel. Did you know that Dan Bongino resigned because he wanted to go back to podcasting, by the way? Did you hear this?
Honestly, can you blame him? Look at me. I'm having the time of my fucking life.
But so like, I guess the same is true with Pete Hegseth, is like, he was never going to get to be the Secretary of Defense, Secretary of War under any other president other than Trump. And so like, in that way, they're all sycophants. And so maybe it makes more sense. But Pete Hegseth, I feel like, is more trouble than he's worth. The rest of these guys.
Be like, all right, I got to get rid of you, so I'm not still so I won't be affiliated with you because only worse things are going to come out.
Yeah. That's what I think.
I will say this. I think they've been able to like hide his like partying and drinking, or he's really toned it down because like we haven't had something like that come out yet.
I mean, I don't know. The text message to The Atlantic feels
right, but like we haven't had him, like he can't drive, so he can't get a DUI.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. Fair enough. You tell me next award. We've got a good one for a prediction.
Yeah, so most likely to faceplant for the Dems. So basically, like who feels like they're, in the words of Mace and Brandy in one of my most played songs, sitting on top of the world, favorite of mine. Yeah, okay, guys. Yeah, it's in my Spotify Wrapped. But I think most likely to faceplant for the Dems is Gavin Newsom. I think Gavin, like, first of all, like he's got this biography or a memoir coming out. Like,
Diary of an Ambitious Boy or something.
It's called like A Promising Young Man or some shit. And it's like probably about the time like he got someone's coffee order wrong when he was interning at 20. So I don't really.
The title, I have to look it up, but something about the title to me was a little bit like, okay.
It's like Man in a Hurry.
Yes, Man in a Hurry. Young Man in a Hurry.
Called Young Man in a Hurry. Oh my God. Kill me now. Like,
Young Man in a Hurry. You know what he's definitely going to do? He's definitely going to do a book tour stop with Scott Galloway.
Well, yeah, definitely. I don't know that they're not the same person. You ever notice you never see him in the same place?
Interesting.
But seriously, I just think that Gavin, I know people are like, I love what Gavin's doing. He's getting crazy. And it's like, but that's not the true Gavin. Like the thing about Zoran is like, I think what we see is the real Zoran. The thing about Trump is we see the real Trump. And
100%.
now in 2020, what we're going into in 2026, 2028 is going to be like, there needs to be an authenticity. And I'm not saying that's fair, especially to women, but people I think are going to get like, oh, sometimes you're the guy who throws trans people under the bus. And then sometimes you're the guy who's like, yeah, I'm going to get fresh.
The problem... The meme guy. The problem with Gavin Newsom to me is that he seems to be like wherever the wind is blowing. And so like
you can't fuck with that.
Well, the wind blows in bad directions sometimes.
Right.
And so if you're just like, sure, like whatever, eventually he's gonna get caught up in one that's bad enough. I thought that for me, the throwing trans people under the bus and asking for money during the ICE raids at the same time as interviewing, not Dr. Phil. Yeah, Dr. Phil on his podcast, who was part of the ICE raids. That was enough for me.
Yeah, I don't fuck with him. So I gave this one to you. I asked you, who's most likely to faceplant for the Republicans?
I mean, I think Mike Johnson is just like ready to faceplant. Like, I think he already has. And I mean, he's just such a Trump sycophant. And I do think that the cracks are showing with MAGA. And I think even the Marjorie Taylor Greens, I think they're still afraid to go after Trump, who's the real problem. And Mike Johnson is just his sycophant. And so they're going after Mike Johnson. And I think that Mike Johnson is going to have a serious faceplant I think the Dems are going to win the midterms in the House. So I think he's going to be out. Anyways, I think he might be out before then. And I think he's just going to faceplant. I think Mike Johnson is ready for the...
Talk about release the files. Let's see your Grindr account.
Yeah.
No, and you know what?
That's like the elf from Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
What's that?
Mike Johnson looks exactly like the elf that wants to be the dentist.
Fuck you. Herbie? Be nice to him. Okay, first of all, wanting to go...
Herbie.
First of all,
Herbie.
Going into dentistry is not as lucrative as people think. So first of all, credit where credit is due to Herbie. I feel like
he's going into Congress.
Well, if you play your cards right.
If you play your cards right.
I just feel like justice for Herbie, okay? That feels a little tough.
I didn't know that was going to be like such a visceral reaction from you. Come on.
Okay, wait, that's not Herbie.
That's not Herbie. That's Elf on a Shelf.
Yeah, that's Elf on a Shelf. All right. I'll tell you what, I don't fuck with Elf on a Shelf. So you know what? I accept this. He does look like Elf on the Shelf is
getting us prepared for surveillance state, and so is Mike Johnson.
You know what? I want to make like a controversial Elf on the Shelf.
Ooh.
Yeah. Like an Elf on the Shelf.
My apartment?
Yeah, like an Elf on the Shelf who like is a libertarian. So like every day he wakes up and he does like something that's like for the like to take a stance against. Like, what if you did that? Like, that's what I would do with my kids.
That's like this Elf on the Shelf, like an advent calendar, something.
Yeah,
we'll talk about offline. We should get creative.
Okay.
That's a
let me give you my prediction.
Okay,
Most likely to be canceled from the Epstein files. And in the meantime, Vanna, can we get a little justice for Herbie and pull up a picture of Herbie? Most likely to be canceled from the Epstein files. I'm gonna go with Hillary Clinton.
Yeah,
I feel like Bill is like, go ahead, release him. I'll make Hillary deal with this.
I think you're right. I think you're totally right. Can I just get on a soapbox for a second? I know we're having a good time, but I actually
great. Here we go. more claymation propaganda.
No, this is me coming for smoke for James Carville, who might be claymation. But okay, I know that what is specifically important right now about the Epstein files is holding the president to account. And yet,
yeah,
Bill Clinton is all over the Epstein files in a very, very real way. Bill Clinton has had credible rape allegations against him since the 90s. He had an affair with an intern who was 22, who was like significantly younger than him. And now he's like all over the Epstein files. And the Democratic Party has never distanced himself from Bill Clinton. They've let him all over the DNC. They let him talk. And then James Carville is all over the place being like, these wokesters need to get off this, identity politics is bad for the Democratic Party. And I'm like,
why were you not in House of Cards, Rebecca? Wow.
I just am like, this is why identity politics is important, is because generation after generation, women are used as toys for very powerful men who protect one another and are never held to account. And I just feel very frustrated that like in this partisan mess, like we are letting Bill Clinton off the hook here. And like, I understand that like the American public only has so much room in their head for one story. And like, the important thing is to get the files out and see how close Trump was with Epstein, which seems very clear to me. And also like how the DOJ was obfuscating. But I feel very angry at the party elders that are just letting Bill Clinton like skate through and like show up at all of these events untarnished, because like quite clearly this man is a menace. And that's why identity matters.
All I see him at is like shuffling around bookstores in Nantucket.
But like he was at the DNC. He was given like, a big spot at the DNC, like he hasn't been denounced by, and like it doesn't seem to stick to him. And it makes me angry. It's not just the Bill Clinton. It makes me angry that there's still operatives in the Democratic Party like James Carville who are saying that talking about identity politics is a problem when he's propped up people who like, this is why we talk about identity politics, because women are still raped by powerful men who protect powerful men. Anyways, I do think Hillary will get canceled.
Yeah, that's the thing. You're like, at the end of the day, is the blonde lady still around?
Yeah, I know. She's
it was her. She made him go. She was actually booking his calendar.
I think it was like, what about her emails? You know what I mean?
You know what? Let's let the record show Hermie actually looks more like Hillary Clinton, if anything.
Fair. It's the rosy cheeks. Okay. Say what you will about Mike Johnson. He has very rosy cheeks. And this is why he looks like an elf to me. Yeah.
Okay, yes, he looks like justice for Hermie. What's our next prediction? You've got our next prediction.
Okay, this one is This one is a little bit controversial. I might get sued for this. For the purpose of legal purposes, this is a joke. But most likely celebrity to go MAGA. We saw Nicki Minaj on stage with Erica Kirk this week. And I thought it was an odd time when it's like things seem to be a mess with MAGA to like go MAGA now. You know what I mean? Like it seems surprising to me. But it did make me think like, who are the celebrities who are likely to go MAGA in 2026? And I said the Biebers. They're like really into their mega Christian church. You know what I mean? Like they're very, very into their mega Christian church. Okay. They're friends with the Kardashians. Yep. I could see a world where like they surprise come out and are MAGA.
Yeah, I mean, I do think that Hailey is becoming the more powerful Bieber.
Ooh, yeah, fair.
And I do think that her fan base and her followers tend to skew, not necessarily Democrat, but pro women's reproductive rights.
Okay.
So that's where I think, but I'll give this prediction. Maybe not now, but I'd say in the next 2 years, we have a Bieber split.
Ooh, that's a good prediction.
So there you go. I'll give you 50%.
50%. And then Bieber becomes, it's like a Tom Brady situation.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Hailey, I actually really like Hailey. I think I don't hang out with her that often, but like, I kind of fuck with Hailey Bieber. Like, she's made a cool product. She dresses.
Have you ever used it?
No, but like, I look at the packaging.
Sure, the packaging's good.
But I know people really like it. Okay. She stays in her fucking lane.
She does stay in her fucking lane.
Like, I mean, she has to put up with him all the time. That's not easy. I kind of fuck with her. It's not easy.
Well, so then who do you think's going MAGA in 2026?
I didn't have to pick a prediction for that.
Yeah, you're right. I know. You're right. This is my mess. I'm the one that's going to get sued by Hailey Bieber.
I think if I had to like quickly do a quick guess, I think that I think we'll see more people come out explicitly MAGA. I know that's kind of like a nothing. That's a Scott Galloway answer.
Yeah. Sydney Sweeney is gonna like
if Nicki Minaj can go on stage and still get streamed or whatever, then I think that more celebs are gonna go, maybe I can. So that's my nothing burger prediction.
Okay, I like it. Okay. Okay, our last one that we're both gonna do.
Yes.
Most likely to get a presidential pardon. We had some biggies this year. George Santos out and about. Ghislaine Maxwell, not pardoned, but like put into a lower, into a club fed prison. I think we both know the answer to this question, but you go first. Who's he going to pardon in 2026?
Oh, okay, fine. I would say my pardon is none other than Joe Exotic.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Because I saw Tiger, and now I understand.
Yeah, interesting. Joe Exotic on the campaign trail. Interesting.
Yeah, and like I think that like MAGA. See, I don't think Joe Exotic should be in jail for like the attempted murder of Carol Baskins. I think Joe Exotic should be in jail for animal cruelty.
Yes,
you know what I mean? Like, I'm like, you know what? Really, if he didn't have animal cruelty, I'd be like, oh, what's a little murder?
Yeah, Carol Baskins seemed pretty fucking annoying. Like,
yeah. So, but I do think that like, Trump will pardon Joe Exotic because I think it'll be like a fun, clickbaity, viral MAGA moment.
No, that's good.
And, that's good. Yeah, so that's my prediction. Who do you have?
I was going to say Diddy.
Oh, yeah, that makes more sense. But
I was going to say Diddy.
That makes way more sense.
I think he's going to do Diddy, and I think it's going to be like, like the same way that he like tried to like ingratiate himself with the hip hop. You know what I mean? Like I think he wants to be. He's like got that hype man thing, and I think Diddy. I think we're going to get a Diddy pardon.
R. Kelly's over here like, what if I had just sampled more tracks?
That's like, true. I forgot about R. Kelly. Yeah, he can't do R. Kelly because R. Kelly. Well, R. Kelly, also pedophile, really tough. Trump's got to stay away from the PDF files, if you will.
But like Diddy is teetering, right? Like,
for sure. But I don't think it's like the headline. The headline was freak offs. And I told you there was a guy that I like wrote something on my Instagram about like Cassie being amazing on the stand against Diddy, and somebody slid into my DMs to be like, Diddy didn't do anything wrong. Like, actually, like, he's an adult man who's allowed, like, there are a lot of men who think that Diddy should not have been convicted. So I would not be surprised if this was a crowd pleaser to the manosphere.
You know, I hate to say it, but there is one person who actually slid into my DMs to say that as well.
Oh God.
There.
Wait, you were the one asking for justice for this guy.
Listen, he's a little problematic. Problematic.
I'm telling you, Hermie's a Republican for sure. Not that there's anything wrong with being a Republican. I guess there is kind of something wrong. Anyways.
Producer Vienna says dental fraud. I could see that. Well, like, tell us a little bit about, Rebecca, what the next couple of weeks hold for you, because we're not going to do the show. We're going to take 2 weeks off.
We're going to take 2 weeks off, but we're also like, I think the idea with the 2 weeks is to like clear our brain a little bit, but also to do some forward planning. Like literally since we started, we've just been like going. And so we haven't had a moment to be like, we're not actively producing and we can sit and think about the big picture a little bit. And like, there's some big picture things that are in the works right now. And so, like we're not quite ready to announce what those big picture things may or may not be, but there are big picture things. And so, I think it's 2 weeks to like take a step back, but also be able to like look at it. Have you ever like painted something or like talked to a painter where they paint really, really up close for a long time and then they have to like step back really, really far and look at the painting as a whole for a while before they can go back in and start painting again? That's what I think we're doing.
Yeah, 1,000%. And also too, it's, you guys, booking guests over the Christmas break would have been a real fucking bitch. So it's none of you want to work. We don't really want to work. So take a time to reset. And we'll be back on the auspicious January 6th to bring you guys a whole nother year of the moment. 52.
A whole nother year. It will be our first full year of the moment.
I know. It's wild. You guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us. Many thanks to our producer, Vienna, who literally, we could not do this without her. We love her so much. Go follow her, Vienna DiGiacomo. And I want to thank all of our guests who have come through, whether they've been co-hosts or our actual guests. We've had some amazing people, both here and also behind the scenes, who've really helped us out. I want to give a shout out to and a shout out to Mary Kelly, who really helped us get this out. A shout out to our girl Kiki. We miss you. We hope we think we're going to see you back here for for an episode or two in 2026. A shout out to our pal Eric. Who else do we need to give a shout out to?
Nora Lynch, who's been a consistent feedback queen.
And your uncle and your dad.
Uncle Paul, my dad. Yeah, that's right. My dad, my brother Charlie, who was on the show. I know. It's been a real family. Like, I do want to like give us a shout out for a second. Is like, this show has been a labor of love in the best possible way. Like all the booking, all the produce, like everything you see here has been us just doing something because we love to do it together. And so it means that we've been like tapping the people around us who've just sort of believed in what we were doing and have like lent their support.
Some big things are changing on that end. So we can't wait to show you what's next.
Yeah. And if you were here for these first 3 months, you get to be like the OG, the moment when it like, because we do have some big things coming up and you get to be the one that we're like, oh, I remember when these two bitches were just on TikTok talking shit. I mean, I guess we're still kind of on TikTok talking shit, but...
Yeah, we're just talking shit across more platforms now.
Yeah.
All right, you guys, everybody, have a great holiday season and stay safe out there. And we will see you here. Mwah.
Bye.